Well, here's the conversation prevalent today, right? Donald Trump is shifting as much power to the elite as possible. His supporters seem to disregard the obvious biased behavior because they think he's on their side somehow. It's a classic case of bait and switch. It's a funny thing. Rarely any of those supporters can give a clarifying view of his objectives. I mean, not only so, there's very little diplomacy required to warn an unyielding devotion. He promises things that are already in place, references events that are non-existent, and lines his pockets with the money that they give while making it seem as though he's providing them with a service that they're paying for. Here's a kicker. Our president's opposition is attempting to reason with the world as to why we need to oppose him. That's absurd. I mean, really, wasting time fighting a lack of forethought by providing hindsight to influence the future is how, in my opinion, they're going to be victorious. I mean, how do you break their power if they oppose you then? Well, let's see. First, you'll need to identify the opposition. And with this administration, that's fairly easy because they are seriously showing their hand. Next, you need to stop opposing them directly. I mean, unless you want it to come to violence. I mean, everyone loses that way, at least somewhat. I mean, perhaps it's unavoidable. Maybe. But I do know this much. There is at least one alternative. So how about it? I mean, if you think about powerhouses, they usually fold inward once the foundation has been compromised. This political climate, makes an inside job look impossible. But if you close your eyes, take the premise of the bulk of their base and remove it, I mean, they can't stop you from repeating their rhetoric. Remember that these folk are not operating within reason. So I believe it won't matter that what they see doesn't make sense. Okay, now the question flooding your mind should be, why? I mean, what good would that do? If you're not either already where I'm headed with this, or you're too angry to see straight, I'd like to force you to just consider one other option, the alternative. I mean, what if we got them to look at themselves by getting the words they use to produce an undesired outcome? First, it forces them to think of ways to restate their positions. That thought alone, the fact that they're thinking alone about their position, will weaken the resolve they have. Then it'll become much more concise, much more definitive, and much harder to deny. And then we drop the hammer. Black America could just simply agree with them. Then offer solutions that leave them with nothing to complain about. I mean, imagine this. Blacks and white combo coming to, you niggers, this country's ours, or whatever, right? What if black people went, yeah, you know what, it is. So let us out. I mean, the elite would do a great deal to eliminate that mindset. Believe me, if Black America goes anywhere else, this country folds. The reach and practices of the elite would be forced upon their base. I don't know. It's just a theory.